One thing that I find really important, which is divergent thinking, coming up with a lot of ideas. And out of these many ideas, you can select some good ones. So I've been working in the entertainment industry in Los Angeles for over 25 years, and there it's actually quite common to do a mistake, see something in it, and move on. Here in Germany, people don't enjoy making mistakes very much. I don't know, do you agree? People are very perfectionist. They want to see this one great idea happening. And it's not like that. For me, it's not like that. Sometimes I have to iterate and go through many, many versions until I find something good. So the word here is divergent thinking. And it has been basically, Guilford in the 50s has done an exercise to test creativity, and it's called the multiple use test. Does anybody know that? We're doing a little exercise here, actually. And you have notepads in front of you. Make sure you have something to write in front of you. There are notepads here on the middle of the table, pens. Are you all ready? Yeah? All right. The multiple use test is about what can you do, for example, with a paper clip, or what can you do with a brick. So your task will be, and you will have 1 minute. Can I get the phone to time the 1 minute? Great. Good, 1 minute. We time 1 minute. How many ideas? It's not about the quality right now, so forget your perfectionism. How many ideas can you come up with for the use of a book or several books? So what can you do with a book? Multiple use. 1 minute. Get on it. Doot, 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 doot. Right. This is freeing. It should be freeing your mind. What can you come up with in 1 minute? And don't think too hard. 27 seconds. It can be fun. You can think of something completely crazy. What can you do with a book? What can you make out of a book? Can you rip it apart? Can you make something else out of it? Tell us how good we are with the time. Already over? A minute is short, right? So can I hear some ideas? What did you come up with?
Yoga. I can do yoga with a book. In some poses, if I don't have a cloth, I can just use my book.
Yeah, a prop. Perfect, yes. Yeah. Oh, wait a second.
Usually I don't have the holder for the monitor, so I put some books beneath the monitor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, perfect. Yes, very practical.
You can also use it for a book throwing competition. How
Books?
far?
I like it. Yeah.
I think I wrote 4 things. You can read it. You can use it as a chair, like multiple ones. You can decorate your house with books, and you can burn it for fire.
Yeah. Well, cool. Destroying is part of it.
I also have 4 use cases. I can use it as side table, or coffee table, or I can use them as a tripod if I don't have any with me, and maybe door holders, prevent this kind of weather. And I can use them as cushion in the beach because I don't have any cushion with me, and then I can use it.
Yeah, cool. Well, okay, so how many ideas? Maybe 5 ideas each person? What, maybe 10? 10? Okay, good. So the session is about AI, so I asked ChatGPT, what can we do with a book? And it came up, of course, with 100 ideas. Many of those ideas are relatively predictable, right? When I just prompt, hey, come up with 100 ideas, what can I make with a book? But there are a couple of things where I noticed in these 100 ideas, it's edging a little bit because it takes the book apart. So this is the next step in creativity, we take something apart. But this is not it. I thought, okay, let's put some criteria in it. Guilford, or the Torrance test of creativity, uses some criteria. The first is fluency. Come up with many ideas to get to one good one. A flexibility means cross-referencing very different domains. Originality, we know elaboration is details. Give some detail to it. So I prompted it again and I said, give some flexibility, fluency, and detail to these ideas. So it came up again with 80 ideas, and this time it did something interesting. It put it into categories: practical, everyday use, art and craft focus, social, interactive, scientific, and conceptual. These ideas that came up now in the second round are way better. They are way removed from our first prompt. So just as an example, do a DIY air purifier with the pages slightly open. So you should try it with whatever your idea is on multiple use, or if you need 100 ideas. Try it out to prompt not only one prompt, but give it in the second prompt criteria. And here, I thought it went quite out there. A paper braille map, emboss the pages to create textured, tactile maps that can be read by touch. Or what is fun, it gives a social interactive use. Use the book as a random prompt in improv theater exercises. And in the last category, create a thought archive. A book with questions, thoughts, or new ideas about how society might view this book in 100 years in the future. These ideas are already not like, you don't come up with this in 1 minute normally. You will have to think about this for quite a bit. And to get these kind of ideas, you will need to have already a lot of people and a lot of influences in the room to come up with something that's a little bit more elaborate. Now I thought, okay, what do we do with 100 ideas? I prompted, select the 3 best for a new product idea and explain me why would these be the best ideas. And it did it, a book clutch. Now we are getting into the commercial area, right? What can we do with this? You don't have to prompt that if you are not interested in commercial. But I'm just making the point here. You are refining the prompt, getting closer and different and more ideas, while you keep your own thinking head attached, because of course you look at your own ideas and bring them into these ideas. And now you have a more sensitive relationship to an AI tool where you are thinking and AI is thinking, and you can merge ideas and make it interesting. So ChatGPT or AI tools have been proven to be outperforming humans in creativity tests. The University of Montana has done a test with 2,700 college students, and other tests have been showing that ChatGPT is outperforming human creativity or originality, one part of divergent thinking. Now, why is divergent thinking again interesting? I feel like a high volume of ideas is sometimes necessary to bypass our own bias, because we are only in our own head. We can only think of what we think. And in this case, ChatGPT can be like a collaborator. You look at it, something else. And it might be bias. We have heard already about bias in the morning from your keynote. And we will have more sessions on ethics and bias. And I'm very concerned also about it. But more to that later. And then I think AI pushes you also to explore beyond the obvious. Some of these ideas you came up with because you were put on, very much quickly into this 1 minute time frame. Those were the obvious ideas to come up with, right? It didn't push beyond it. Also, divergent thinkers with AI can think of people, other people, most people don't maybe think about. You can use the AI prompt results to improve your ideas and methodologies. You can maybe implement better solutions and work collaboratively with others. You can work with your team and AI in a new workflow. You can figure out maybe a new workflow. So I have been using a lot of generative AI to create images. We do the same thing that we did with words with images. And that can be in the area of architecture, fashion, jewelry design, environment design, event design. You can design anything you want, really. And what is wonderful about it is I think that generative AI is drawing from different domains. And that's why it makes these very strange portraits. I have been concentrating on portraits in my Instagram stream because I really enjoy how it moved things from different domains and created something that's quite unusual. Plus, it will take me all day to draw something like that or to photograph it. It would take me forever. And I enjoy the creative flow, and actually I enjoy the timing, that it's fast. So a lot of people are, of course, confused with how to start with generative AI and how to get good results. And anyone here has had already the feeling that they are a little frustrated with the results? Have you had that? It's frustrating, Asha, I know you have done it. Yeah, anyone knows this feeling? You are trying to create an image and it doesn't turn out. Has anyone done text-to-image AI? Yeah, a lot of people here, yeah. So you had a great example this morning with a video that looked amazing. I wouldn't be sure if I would recognize you as a person or AI, so there are some really cool things you can do, but there's a lot of frustration. So I went through a whole bunch of tools, and I did create this book. But like I said, many of those tools are already outdated, so I'm trying to update it again. And I link always the practicality of what can I get out of this tool, and what is this actually used for? How can I use it in my practical, in my industry, in my practical practice of being a designer? And I noticed that AI here plays different roles. It plays the role as a designer, as a collaborator, as a user and analyzer. This has been taken a little bit off design thinking because we are doing a little bit of ideation at first, then we design something, then we iterate on it, then we test it with the user, and then we can analyze once we have implemented our AI, right? We can analyze, did it actually work with our target audience, with the user? And for all of those, there are different tools. This is just a small sample of it, but there are many tools for each one of those areas. And yeah, so I thought for today, let's get hands-on. We are creating a little, like, an experiment. We are creating a brand together. So what do we need for a brand? What's part of a brand style guide? What do you need when you create a brand? Idea, yeah. What does it stand for? Yep. A logo? Yep. We need a logo.
Some dogmas.
A dogma?
Dogmas.
To restrict it. To restrict it, okay. A mission, a dogma, yeah. What else?
Perhaps also font or color palette.
Absolutely, I love that. I'm into fonts and color palettes, yes. I love it. Absolutely. We also need a website, right, with that and the Instagram and blah, blah, blah. Anything else? Yeah, the mission. Yeah, we want a mission. So let's start with one thing that hasn't been named yet. We need to start with the name, right? What kind of name and what kind of company we want to do. Can we start with a name and just come up with any kind of company or service or any concept right now to run through a case study here while we have the time here in this round? We have maybe 20 minutes or so. Let's think about a company we want to create. Any ideas? Or what is in your mind? Maybe something is in your mind, a brand that you want to create out of your brand, FemAI or a sidekick or anything. What is it? What is it? Let's make it a work session. Let's do it.
Yeah, so the name, I can give you the name. The name is Doris.
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 But what? No, we are right now looking at what is it actually doing? What is this company about?
So Doris is an acronym for a diversity-oriented reinforced integration software.
Whoa, that's a handful. Oh wow!
We can take
Okay.
something else, but this is on top of my mind, though.
Yeah, yeah, that's great. It's great. So we might. I wanted to though actually show you a tool for naming. Now you have your name already, so which is great. We can even continue with your name, but I wanted to introduce a naming tool so that you have it ready if you need it, if you for any reason need it. My friend, for example, he has a biomedical company. So in this Namelix tool, I can just put in what kind of company I'm going to do. Do we have any kind of example of what kind of company we want to do? Pets? Pet food or pet? Pet accessory? Pet toys, okay. Pet toys, that's good. So we are just going to see here now some name suggestions, and we'll see if there's something clicking with us. So now it asks us for what style, short phrase. You know, it's very in to do an alternative spelling, they call it, like a typo. What do you want? Like evocative, compound words, non-English, real, alternative spelling? Which would you like to have in this kind of name style? Alternative, okay, alternative spelling. Can only click on one. Pet toys. Okay, it gives me from my friend a novel tool for stress reduction. Is it stress reduction for cats, maybe? What shall we do? What kind of tagline do we have for this pet toy company? Engaging? For what? Bored pets. Oh yeah, for bored pets. Okay.
They need to be entertained. Exactly. Self-regulated.
Entertainment for cats or dogs or any pet? Any pet. Engaging entertainment for pets. Okay, let's just see. It comes up. So what we see here is already a little bit like a logo, a first tryout as a logo design. Portastic, Purple, Waggle, Creativity, Trimember. Oh, yeah, we said it with a typo, right? So there are a bunch of typos in here. Kittens, Toysy. Is there anything that you kind of like?
I like play.
Was it down?
Here.
Paw play. Okay. Shall we use paw play?
Maybe anyone else have any other preferentials?
Paw play.
Is that then limited to animals with
It is probably. Yeah, it is. That's a good. Yeah, I think it's okay. It's limited then. Okay, so we have a name. So we go on with the mission. We can do now the mission and go a little bit more into ChatGPT and find out what is the mission of PawPlay, a pet toy company offering, and that would be our prompt, right? We would now go into the mission. Shall we do that with ChatGPT? Yeah, I'll do that. Okay, so I have to type in, oh, can't see it, Chat GPT. Write a mission for Pet Paws, a pet toy company offering entertaining activity toys for pets. Did I miss something? Can we make it a little more interesting? What's special about it here? Why don't I just go to Fressnapf?
Maybe the age of the pet, because it differs. Like
Yeah.
if it's a small puppy, it's gonna be teething.
Uh-huh.
It's,
Yeah, for older, yeah,
tailored to age.
for Taylor.
Also maybe not using any bad chemicals in these toys.
Uh-huh.
Something more
I love that.
novel.
More tailored. Yeah, tailored is definitely more nichey. Okay, tailored to different ages, or shall we say for older cats, older indoor cats? I'm thinking of our two cats.
Okay, let's do that.
Yeah,
You can get inspired.
older indoor cats, because they are getting bored and it's hard to keep them entertained.
Natural ingredients.
Yeah, with natural ingredients. Thank you. With natural ingredients. And CO2 what? Neutral. CO2 neutral. See.
And maybe sustainable.
Oh, yeah, sustainable. The word.
And maybe from recycling as well.
And recycled?
Material.
Wow. Okay, recycled material. I like it. You talked about the mission, right? Is there any idea that you have? Is this good? Is this a lot of good information here? Mission statement? Okay, I'm saying now, write a mission statement. Statement for Pet Paws, a pet toy company offering entertaining activity toys for pets, tailored to older indoor cats with natural. Okay, tailored to indoor. Huh? Paw Place. Paw Place, yeah? Okay. A pet toy company offering entertainment activity toys for pet tailored to older indoor cats, toys with natural ingredients, CO2 neutral, sustainable, recycled material.
Maybe also there is a charity element where stray cats are saved somewhere.
Wow, yeah, that's amazing. That's an amazing company. So charity component is 10% of the sales go to adoption programs, for example. Or what was it? Adoption programs maybe? Or saving cats from the street? Or,
There are many countries with stray cats, right?
let's maybe we keep it open and see what it comes up with. Go to, I can just say ... Maybe, shall we just run it and see what happens? It's a pretty good statement here, I think. Yeah. Okay. So at Pet Paws, we are dedicated to enhancing the lives of older indoor cats through sustainable, thoughtfully designed activity toys that spark joy and keep our pets active, healthy, and entertained. Our toys are made of natural ingredients crafted from recycled CO2-reduced materials, ensuring that every playtime is eco-friendly and safe for your furry companion. We believe in giving back to the community, which is why 10% of all sales go to supporting animal shelters and rescue organizations, helping cats in need find loving homes and better futures. At Paw Place, we create fun with purpose, because a happy, active cat makes the world a little brighter for all. I think this is pretty cool. Okay, so we have our mission statement. We could now refine it and go back, of course, but I'm just running through the process. So we have a mission. Now let's look into the logo. We ran a coffee company similar to what we just do with a pet company. We ran a coffee company through an AI to create a logo. Now the result that came out of it was not all that great, but let's just look at design.com. Design.com is a logo AI. And we can just put our name in here, Paws Play. And it will create a logo all by itself. Now, attention, I'm not using this logo for a client or anything like that. I'm here in the beginning of an ideation phase. I use it for the very first ideas for myself. I'm not actually using them for the client as a finished product. So all Germans that are perfectionists, what comes out is not perfect, okay? That's the disclaimer already. So create logos. I'm just putting in here, it does give us already here some very strange, I don't know why it gives us a plant right here that looks like, well, it looks like marijuana or something. Maybe this is also because it says medicine by moss. Okay, the keyword is here, entertainment, engaging, and fun for cats.
Isn't it Paw Play? No S.
Paws Play?
Is it with an S or not?
Is Paw Play or Paws Play?
It was Paw Play.
Paw Plays. Okay, Paw Plays. And entertainment, engaging, and toys. Toys for cats. Okay, let's look. Okay, it's getting a little better here. Okay, some of this is a little silly and a little cartoonish, but let's say I do an iterative design planning with a client right on board. Let's say we do a design thinking or a design sprint with a client right next to me. Now we could eliminate so many discussions and so many hours of emails going back and forth, because we could say, oh, we really don't like illustrations. We can rule it out, right? The negative feedback is often so useful, it's so constructive what a client doesn't like. And we can rule out, we don't like it too cutesy. We like it better when it's brown and natural colors. Let's say, so with the client, we can actually now change. We don't like brown colors. We like it more pinkish or reddish. No, we are actually not liking pinkish reddish. We like it more purple. And we can actually customize it and do a little bit of very first iterations. And we can even put our slogan in here, which was, I forgot now the slogan, but we can actually put it all in here already to get our very first ideas. So let's say we have now our first ideas of a logo, and we want to go take it a step further. Someone said here, let's do a little bit of type and color. Here is some type tools and some color palette tools, because now we have our name, mission, we have a logo, and for all of our materials, we need to choose our typefaces. So I found one of the most funnest tools here is TypeJoy. Okay. TypeJoy gives us a bunch of different logo combinations. I don't know if you are in the design world, but I spent hours and hours to find the right kind of combination. TypeJoy.com. Oh no, this is not FontJoy. TypeJoy is something else. FontJoy. That sounds fun though too, TypeJoy. That sounds actually, looks like a really interesting. So font pairing made simple. What I like here is that it gives us already a good headline font, and we can generate different combinations really quick and see how we like the headline, a subline, and how we like paragraphs. And if we like something, we like this paragraph, we can lock it and just change, do another generation of changing it. Now we can also go to Font Visualizer and see what font is close to the one that we actually selected. It takes a second to open, but I like this. It's a very good visual tool to see what fonts are close. So, oops, takes a little bit. So I don't know if you see it, but it's a whole world of fonts here, and we can actually move in and out, and we can see what's close to the font I actually like, or this font, or this font. I can see, I can zoom through it. It's a whole world, and I enjoy very much to look at it and to choose something that I like. So this is, then once I have that, I'm locking in my fonts and say, okay, let's stick with this, or this, or this, or we go in here and say, no, better like this. So this way, you have an immediate, you see immediately what works and what doesn't work. What I like also now, we're going to the next point that you made, colors, right? Umint is a really good tool to look at colors. We have now our logo, we have our typefaces, we are going into color now. Umint can show you how it looks like when you have one color. You have one color to print, because you print with several colors, more expensive. If you have only one color, that's how it looks like. If you have two colors, it's like this. And here you can change the color, the hue, you can get the hex color, and you can actually do a randomizer by looking at things really quickly in different combinations. You like a dark background, a lighter background? And then you can look how this color combination looks on products. So it's almost like a mock-up. You can see the color combination on your logos and on other products, on T-shirts, the sign on the street. You can see, you can actually see how it looks like on a website, a magazine, monochrome. You can see how a monochrome website would look like with 3 accent colors, let's say. Or let's say you want a gradient, 3 gradients with a gradient color. So you can actually create already your elements and get a visual idea on how it will look like with the colors. It's very colorful, so you can actually choose already your color palette and create it right here in Umint. So this has saved us a lot of time, I feel. So color, and then there are mock-up tools. I will not spend too much time on mock-up tools. Do you actually have your laptops here? Because you can already start trying things yourself and do your own service or company already start working on it. So the mock-up is, the tool that I'm using here is Mocha. It's called Mocha. And there I have a little bit mixed results. but it still saves some time when you actually have a service or a product, and you could put it right onto the product itself. It gives you templates. And who has ever worked with Canva? Canva, yeah, it's super common right now. Canva is very comparable with Adobe Express. The whole Adobe suite is, of course, who uses Adobe Suite? The Adobe Suite, only a few. So yeah, with the Adobe Suite, you have all of this in one. But many people that don't have Adobe subscribed, they can use these individual tools. For brand design, there is not a single tool where you can press on the button and say, create a logo, color, and type font in one tool. Eventually, that will be the case. In a few years, this will be not a problem at all. I think this whole branding thing will go really quick with one tool. Another comment here is also that I think even the word artificial intelligence will go away because it will be so entangled that we don't even notice anymore what tool actually has AI in it or not. All of this discussion will be changing over the next years. It will be super entangled.
Couple of questions.
Yeah.
It's about the commercialization of creativity.
Mm.
So let's say we add a prompt, we get an image, a logo, and then it needs to, like, I want to use it for my company.
Mm.
Then it goes through the official patent regulations. But then if somebody somehow puts the same prompt and this image is this brand is recreated for somebody, let's say in Hong Kong now.
Mm.
How is that monitored? Or like, how do I keep this in mind when I'm doing creativity prompting?
Mm.
That it's not reused by another person somewhere else?
Mm.
Or, yeah.
Yeah, so I use the tools of what I'm showing here as ideation tools. So final logo, I still do, because I would not take any of the logos that we've seen so far as a final logo. I will recreate it in Illustrator and will add my own flavor in it.
So it's more of an inspiration, like it's always like
Yeah,
kind of inspiration.
I think it moves out of the inspiration phase into a prototyping phase, and it can get really close to an end result. But will I own it? Will I not own it? Those questions are at the moment a little wishy-washy in the regulations.
Exactly, like when we talk about brand name, for example, it's something that even if you tweak, you can tweak images, but like when it's a name, it's
Yeah.
out there. So if
It's
you
out
decide
there.
to use it,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure like there is somebody across the globe somewhere maybe thinking about doing
Yeah.
the same business idea, and probably this name might pop up. So
Yeah, and the same business idea in a different part in the world could be a problem, or it could also not be a problem. It depends on your target audience and the location. If we stay here with the toys, the older cat toys in Germany, then and someone in China develops pet toys with the same name, it wouldn't be such a problem. So it all depends on the competitive field, and I'm sure there are AI tools that would also figure out which name is already taken. So with a naming is really interesting because people spend a lot of money on names. But I always wonder, why would people spend a lot of money on names? There is an AI tool called Monica. And I have gone through filling out Monica, and they are not transparent on how much it costs. So I'm going through, let's actually go there. It's really fun. Monica AI naming tool. Free app name generator. Fun, they say free in the name, right? We have a lot of those kind of AI tools. So what is a name generator? So what I had here with this tool, it's a beautiful website, okay? It's fantastically designed, super inspirational, and I'm thinking, wow, this is amazing. I may get really cool logos out of this. So I'm going how it works, and I log in, I make an account. I go through this whole thing so I go through the same exercise we just did. What's the mission? And what's the tagline? And what's the name? And I go through the very end, and then I want to click submit. It says it takes 4,000 euro for a name only. Not a design, nothing else. And I have been given all my data to all my ideas to a company that I don't know.
So they can actually, if you decide not to click and pay, they can actually reuse it?
Yeah, I have to enroll here with my email, and so I gave all the stuff away. So there are many questions, and these tools are very tricky. A lot of the tools are not transparent of what they offer and what is free, what is not free. And you are already giving your data, your valuable email, you give it out there. It's already floating out. And my information about my company is floating out there. So I think it's an interesting new time we are in. Just wanted to warn, don't use Monica. Yeah. Very many creative tools out there. And we did this with Mocha. A lot of participants in my classes, we tried out a lot of tools, and with the coffee it worked out well. With other things, maybe not so. One of the participants did a commercial campaign, and which is great again. With AI tools, you can merge and blend things, different influences. So he thought that fashion is very much in line with religion. It's religion and fashion. He made this connection, created a whole campaign out of it. Another idea came up here in the morning. This girl, Chiara, she is a young student. She said she didn't even know that she will end up at the end of the day with a full-on new product. It was about an alien perfume that exists with ingredients from the universe, stardust, etc. And so she did not only really interesting bottle and product ideas, but she did a full-on commercial with Suno, the music over it, and the narration. I thought it was pretty amazing that she can do this in a very short amount of time and come up with something like that. Another participant took the blend of fruit and vegetables with furniture. So this is something, again, you can do this really well in Midjourney. You can blend shapes. Also something that would be really hard to do in Photoshop or other tools. And you see these forms and shapes like in biomimicry. Have you heard about biomimicry as a field? It's shapes inspired by biology, and I think architecture will be influenced by that a lot. I think in general, architecture will be influenced by AI quite a bit. Then there are storyboards and commercials that you can do with, or explainer videos. And a lot of people asked with the storyboard, how can I make it that it's consistent throughout, right? So who has used Midjourney here? Yeah? Have you had the feeling it's a little hard to be consistent with it? Yeah? It's really difficult, and it depends on how you approach it. And other platforms, by the way, too. It's not that easy to get to a consistent result. And this participant did a little bit of a study here. The very first row, a storyboard frame she did with Illustrator, because she does this professionally for a company where she does explainer videos every day. And one frame like that, to create one in Illustrator, how long does it take? What do you think in the digital world? How long does it take to design?
Half of the day.
It takes half of the day. This whole thing is 2 days. And when the client says, you know what, we don't want that person in the background, we want it in the foreground, the whole composition changes, and she just lost 2 days. So in a way, she has shown that ChatGPT is not style consistent here and cannot do a storyboard, but it can give us the composition already that she can show to her boss and say, is this composition better than this? Do you think is this better than this? And already hours are saved In a little while from now, these will be more consistent and will be more trainable. Right now, I don't see the consistency. This is already a few months old, but I think the consistency is still a problem. You want to achieve a certain look or style, that's still a problem. But you can train it. By the way, there is more to this all, and I want to just leave you with this idea that you can do some trainings. If you feel like you want to learn more, I have a training series that is about text-to-text, text-to-image, text-to-video, immersive storytelling with metaverses, and future scenarios. If you are ever interested in learning more and hands-on, because I'm a very hands-on person, come and join one of these workshops. And the information you find here, I have the book here, I have my contact info. So if you want to learn more about it, please come to me after the session. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ulrike, for such an inspiring workshop. I think it was very useful for everyone here. I just wanted to ask, maybe anyone has questions for our inspiring speaker?